Hello, hello, hello,
Hello, hello.
hello. We've broken out the beverages. I don't know if Anshin, you've got something going on, have you now?
I've got a
You've got a glass of wine, and I've got a mug of beer. This is the WordCamp Manchester. Apparently, they had to get permission
cool.
to turn the WordPress logo upside down to make it look like an M. Thank you for thanks if anybody is watching this. Oh, there are about 12 people currently watching it. If you are joining us, I hope you had a really nice week. Anshin, did you have a nice week?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
all worth it.
It was all worth it. Yeah, it really, really was. Speaking of it being worth it, I wonder if you wouldn't mind doing us a favour. We're quite keen to know if any of this could be improved. I mean, clearly, there's always going to be things which you would like to tweak, and you would, have different. And we're keen to know what your opinions are. And with that in mind, I'm just going to put this little banner up. I did post about this in the Facebook group, but if you would like to give us your feedback, we'd be most willing to hear it. It's pagebuildersummit.com/survey-attendee, pagebuildersummit.com/survey-attendee. And if you feel like filling out that form, we'd be really, really grateful to hear your feedback. I think 8 or 9 people have already done that. So thank you if you've made the effort. That's absolutely wonderful. Is there anything you wanted to kick us off with, Anshin, after I've done the survey bit?
I think it's all good. You can continue.
Okay. I would, if there is anybody watching this, and I think there are, I'd be really keen if you just chuck in a bunch of comments. I think that would be really nice. If you're near the keyboard and you can hear me, you might have this over on a separate screen or something like that. Just give us some of your comments. We do the ones in the morning, and there's 2 or 3 people, 5 or 6 people there, but it looks like we've got a slightly bigger audience for this. So if you want to throw some comments in, I'll make every attempt to put them up if they're not inflammatory. So first up, I am with Anshin, Jody Burnett.
On the wine.
Oh, I see, Jody. Jody, fabulous. That's lovely. Good. I wonder what, maybe you could even start, chatting about what kind of wine it is that you're consuming. That would be nice. I've got a beer, which is exactly what I like to have at this time of day. Jessica says, I'm here. Hello, Jessica. Nice to have you with us. Charlie, the ever helpful Charlie, who's been helping us out in the Facebook group. Thank you very much. Yes, Don. Yes, thank you, Rick. I saw that you'd filled out the form. Thank you for doing that. And Glenn, I saw that you'd done that as well. That's great. Oh, crikey, they're coming in now. Right, okay. Power Pack was worth it. Oh, that's a nice comment. Look at that. There you go, Anshin. Anshin's worked very, very hard on the Power Pack, and hopefully it's made it into something which is valuable going forwards. That'd be an ambition of ours, I think. Andrew Briggs, thanks for the summit. Great job. Well, I appreciate you coming and saying hi. That's really nice of you. Thank you. Rick, again, it was really fun. I watched about 10 presentations and it was really valuable. Great. That's really good. Yeah, 10 seems to be about a sweet spot, doesn't it? One of the questions on the form is how many did you watch? And 10. Good grief, that's a big commitment of your time, Rick. So I appreciate you making the effort there. That's amazing. Jessica, still a little early in Texas. Yes, probably not a good idea to crack open the beer just yet. Melissa Love, thank you, Melissa. Melissa had the I don't know whether it's an honor or a dubious honor, I don't know, but she was the person that rounded out the whole summit, so that was really nice. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for knocking it out the park. Well, that's nice. Let me go grab okay, Chantel's going to go and get a vino. Chantel was one of our Vault speakers. Can't remember which day it was, but...
First day, Monday.
Was it the first day? Thank you. Okay, yeah. So thank you, Chantel, for showing up now. It's only 11 a.m. Okay, yeah, so you won't be joining us, Jody says. It's a bit early for the beer. The presentation's by Pete. Okay, so this is a great comment by Rick. I really... obviously, I'm going to ask you to name the presentations that you liked. The presentations by Pete Everett and Paul Lacey were especially valuable for me. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Because I bet you that there's going to be a lot of people who, would answer that question differently because you're after a different thing out of this summit. But for Rick, Pete, and Paul were the key takeaways. Melissa, again, I've seen a few people say how relaxing the pre-recorded format is. I totally agree. Yeah, it's a curious one. It's nice. I think that it's great to have them pre-recorded because then you get the very best out of the presenter. We were just talking about this, weren't we, before we click go, Anshan? It's nice to have the sort of pre-recorded, the edited version coming down the video, because then you get the best of what it is that they're capable of doing. So yeah, thank you for that comment, Melissa. That's really nice. Glenn, with the live panels and sessions, I attended about 17. Good grief!
Wow.
Yeah, Glenn, that's extraordinary. Yeah, that really is.
We were talking about you because we were wondering who showed up the most and who was everywhere, and your name definitely came up, so we saw that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just cracking a beer. So thank you, Glenn. It doesn't go unnoticed, although it may on the outside seem that it's it's an enterprisey sort of thing. It's not. It's just me and Anshan, basically, and we notice these things. So your participation did not go unnoticed. Thank you. 17. Good grief, Jody. I've taken away I have taken away too much great information. I actually implemented a number of the onboarding and new website design projects. We will get onto that in a minute. The whole idea of what you should implement and how you might go about doing it in a minute. You didn't miss anything, Beth. We're just talking about having a drink and socializing, basically. As a presenter, I love the pre-record. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much. And I saw Glenn. Glenn was everywhere. Glenn, have a biscuit. Okay, so we've got this little laundry list of things that we want to go through. We didn't talk, Anshan, about who was going to do what. So do you want to do the welcomey bit, or?
You can do that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just do it.
If you wish. Okay, so essentially, I hope you had a good week. The goal, I suppose, for this summit is that you took away things and you feel that there was an actual benefit, rather than you just came and watched a bunch of talks. The idea would be that you would go away, put some of it to use. It sounds actually already as if some of you have put things to good use already. And so hopefully that's the case for you. It'd be really nice, now that we've talked about, maybe you could drop in the comments who your favorite presenters were. I would love it, really love it, if you felt you could put into the comments something along the lines of, I am going to do this, or I already have done this, and maybe even link it back to the presenter, because such and such a person said this. That would be great. So, okay, we're going to talk a little bit. I do want to mention, I know that we've droned on a little bit about this already, but if you are an all access pass user, I would really encourage you not to sort of let that gather dust. I would go in there in the next couple of days and explore it. You have to log in. You go to my account, log in, go and find the resources and explore all the bits and pieces in there. Really get to grips with it. Download some of the videos, perhaps download some of the materials that come with it. Anshan, what was the date? Because I can't remember off the top of my head that we've asked for people to. So the presenters, they don't want to make their offer available forever and ever and ever. So we put a date on it. What was it? Can you remember?
Yeah, I made it. Well, I asked for the 15th of July, so it should be good until the 15th of July. But I would really just go and collect, what's it called? Redeem it as soon as possible.
Yeah. I would say basically over the next week or so, go in, download all the things that you can, back them up somewhere, just in case that, you just forget. We did have a bit of that last year. We had people contacting us after
Months
certain things
after,
had
yeah.
expired, and we didn't really have a system for that at that point, and so we weren't sure when things would expire. So now we've got this date, but you've got a good month to download everything. But the sooner you go in and make use of that, the better. What about prize draws from today, Anshan? Have we got any news on prizes? Oh, she's frozen.
So
No, she hasn't. She's back.
I still have day 4's bingo winners. So we decided not to give prizes more than one. So you could win the quiz, or you could win the bingo. So we reallocated day 3's prizes because there weren't any new winners that day. So day 4, we've got the following. We've got Jody Bidet with an Amazon voucher and a T-shirt. We've got Christina with the newsletter glue license. We've got Rick Heister with Mike Killen's book bundle. And then we've got Andrew Briggs with the Page Builder Power Pack. So if you've actually won, or if you've submitted your bingo card at some point and you haven't won anything yet, please let me know, because then I missed it, because according to me, everyone got prizes that submitted. So please let me know. And then there's also still day 5. So day 5 is still open. I'll sometime over the weekend, I'll go and have a look. And so, yeah, please let me know.
That's totally awesome. So everybody that submitted won a prize. That's just fabulous. Those of you that bothered, made the effort, you got yourself a prize. That's really good. Let's do a few more comments, because this is one of my favorite bits, is getting these comments. Oh my Lord, there's been so many. Okay, so going to Jessica again. I believe it was Jake who addressed Google's Core Web Vitals. Yes, Jake Foll. I believe that was Monday. Very helpful and motivated me to take some dedicated time for putting that in place on my sites. Again, I'm speaking to those people now who've bought the Power Pack. Go and check that out. It was a fabulous presentation all about Core Web Vitals, and it was a really long one as well. He really got into the weeds of it. Just on that point, Paul Lacey covered it from a slightly different angle, and there were aspects of that also covered by Mike Oliver. Not specifically, but he talked about the way that he builds his sites with Gutenberg, trying to make them lean and so on. Beth made some great connections with folks. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, that's a really unexpected consequence of events like this, isn't it? Is that you sort of meet people. We did throw the Zoom calls open. I think we did 3 in total where the Zoom was open and people could come in, and that was great. I was, Anshin can tell you, I was quite skeptical about whether that would be a good idea or not, but it was lovely. It was really nice to have those people on the call, and we'll do more of that next time. It all went perfectly from our side. How about from your side? Yes, it did. It did go perfectly. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, better than last year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Smoother.
Yep. Kleinfield Technical Services. Okay. As I said on the first talk, the recorded sessions were a good idea. Good presentations. Thank you. Jane, the mix of pre-recorded and live chat worked really well. I kept trying to watch live and being interrupted by children. Great to be great to be able to pause and restart. Right, isn't it? Okay, that's it. You can pause it, come back 6 hours later and just carry on from where you left off. So that's really nice. The welcomey bit, so British. The welcomey bit. What did I do? I don't know. Say hello at the beginning or something. Double speed it. Yeah, that's nice. We allow you the option. I think there is an option in Vimeo which we could have disabled to stop you watching it quickly, but we don't, because you're in a hurry maybe. So that was good. I find that I use podcast players a lot. I find like 1.2. I don't know if Vimeo allows that, but 1.2 works really well for me.
1.25 on Vimeo.
Yeah. Okay. What does that mean?
That means, I think he may be asking from where am I, but we have talked about that before, that I'm from Pretoria, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
The wine. It's near it might be what he's asking. It's near the
he says the wine, yeah.
Yeah. But I actually don't know where Nederburg is from. It's somewhere there. Well,
yeah.
Maybe someone knows.
The local liquor shop is where it's from. Yeah. I'm going to put my oxygen. So did Rick win the oxygen license? He says, I'm going to put
No.
my oxygen license to use. Was there an oxygen license? Oh, no, he says he bought a lifetime deal, but at the moment he's collecting just apologies. I thought there was an oxygen license. In that case, please let me know when you start using it. I'm the admin of the Dutch Oxygen Builder. Okay, so that's a conversation going on between the two of those two. Good grief. So many comments. I submitted a bingo and haven't. Well, so there we go. Jessica wants prizes. Jessica Jenkins.
She won yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have a look.
You'll have a look. Okay. Andrew Briggs, awesome. Thanks. That's really nice. It's been great. I missed Monday or Tuesday, but you'll be able to catch up, hopefully. Do Power Pack folks have continued access to the presentations? Yes, they're yours forever and ever and ever. Amen.
Jessica, you were day 2. We had a post up, day 2 SEO high from Pete Everett.
Nice. It's a good one. It's a good gift. So Charlie Moss, Mike Oliver was my favorite and the most expensive. I didn't think it would be interesting, but it dropped in anyway. An hour later, I spent $300 for both Generate Press and blocks. Okay, there you go. Right. Okay. Should we talk about what we think you ought to do moving forwards and creating an action plan and so on? I mean, we won't dwell on this too much. It's really more about being sociable than anything else. But as I said before, it would be, I'm just going to move this in the front of the screen so that I can read it properly. Be a good idea, really, to treat this summit as almost like a part of your business. In other words, don't just have it as it was a fun social event, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Take action. Break down the bits and pieces that you've learnt and the bits and pieces that you want to take action on. Maybe if you've got the Power Pack, go through it one presentation at a time, give it some kind of structure and order, rewatch the things that you remember you thought at the time that was a good thing. I really ought to look at that again. You can obviously fast forward, go to the specific moment and write it down. The presenters in most cases dropped their Twitter handles and their email addresses, those kind of things. In other words, there's ways to contact with them. So if you figured out that you need a bit more assistance from one of them, go and do that. And just sort of take action, really. Get on with whatever it is that's in your business. And that was one of the curious things. I was looking at some of the feedback earlier, and the feedback is just so remarkably varied. Some people want to take action on this thing, and they got a great deal from the color palettes that were mentioned in a certain presentation, and other people are really interested in the generation of blocks with PHP and all of those kind of things. So, just decide what it is that you want to do, make a list, and then get on with it. Those of you that haven't, we don't want to labor this point, but if you feel that you wish to avail yourself of the Power Pack, how long's that going to be going for, Anshin?
I think we'll keep it open until Wednesday. So if you decide that you want to, it will be available to buy until Wednesday.
Okay, so Wednesday. So if by the end of today you think, wish I made use of that, you've got until Wednesday, but there's no pressure from us. Let's have a look. A couple more comments. Paul Charlton was Beth's favourite. Yes, I mean, it was fairly obvious, Beth, that you've got a bit of a sweet spot for Mr. Charlton. But Billy Brown as well says that Paul Charlton was the favourite as well. Okay, and Rick, yes, he's a great presenter. So, should we do this again? What do you think?
Let's ask the people.
Okay. It's curious. Last time we did this, it was October. And so obviously fast forward to now, what are we? I think that's about 8 months. What do you think? Should we do this again? I mean, that's not it's a slightly rhetorical question, really, but I think it would be nice to do this again. Is that something you'd be interested in? Let's see. Oh, yes, there's a few yeses coming in. Maybe next week. Good grief, Rick. One day, Rick, I will open up the book of what was involved in putting this summit on, and I can assure you it doesn't take a week. Yes, every year there are new features and things to learn. Yeah, so that's curious, right? So summits usually go on like WordCamp Europe or something. It happens every year. Do you think there's scope in your life, if you're putting yes in the comments, do you think there's scope in your life for us to do this like every 6 months, so twice a year? Obviously, it's a free event. There's no commitment from your part, but I'd be interested to know if every 6 months was something that you could cope with. Let's find out. Oh, we've got somebody new. Hello, Rupa. Definitely. Okay. I'm sure we will do it again, but it's just a question of when. There we go. Anshin, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover.
There's a few. Let me check. Okay, so we have 2 prizes, 2 people that we saw everywhere. It's just because they commented quite a bit. It might not be true, but let me see. It's Andrew Downey and Craig Patterson. They were at a lot of the lives and a lot of the other things.
Yeah, they were.
And we are going to give them a Power Pack T-shirt as well. So
that's
nice.
Just for
showing up so much.
I don't know if they're in this chat, but we'll figure out.
So that's actually they failed. We should have cut them because they didn't.
They're not having it. No, we rescind their prize because they haven't showed up to this live event. Yeah, okay, that's great. That's lovely. So Beth says, yeah, sure, page builders are the thing. So I think we're talking about the do it twice a year kind of thing. I think twice is good. Okay, good to know. I'm going to say once a year. There we go. I find time but I'd find time if it was 6 months. Right. Yeah, once a year is kind of the norm, isn't it? Was simply time to implement things ourselves, Rick. Yeah, it's a good point. We did actually have that. When we announced that the Page Builder Summit was happening again, I did get a few emails from people that said, but I haven't done everything from the last one yet. So that goes back to what I was saying just a moment ago, download it all and start looking at it ASAP, because there's probably some things that you could be actioning quickly. If more frequent, perhaps fewer days. Yeah, it's a good point. Okay. 5 days is a lot, isn't it? Okay. Thank you. Good advice. Yep.
And we also had a lot of sessions. Like it could be 5 days, but it could be less sessions because we really we packed it. So yeah, something we can look at.
Yeah. We could just do 1 session a day, Anshin, and it'd be a breeze. It'd be really easy.
I created a summit for someone that did a 2-week, 1 summit a day, 1 or 2 sessions a day summit. So I don't know. That's just I don't know.
There's a model for that, but it's not.
I like the shorter. Yeah.
What do you mean speakers once a year, Charlie? Just doing it once a year, or do you mean like some sort of live component or something? Twice a year might be too much, but 8 months seems to be nice. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Can I buy the Power Pack T-shirt? Can I buy? We haven't got any T-shirts to just sort of sell, but
we would.
I can give you the logo, Beth, and you can sort of send it to your local printer and make one up. We were thinking actually next time. Okay, would anybody buy any merch from this event? Honestly, don't just say yes because you think it's a nice thing to do. Would you actually buy like a cap or a T-shirt that had the Page Builder Summit written all over it? If you genuinely think you would, then say yes. But if you really wouldn't, then don't. But we thought that might be a nice idea. It might be a nice little fun thing to do. I'm actually wearing the T-shirt from last edition at this very moment. Oh, good for you, Glenn. Did you win one last time? Great.
Yeah.
Caps lock was on. Yes, yeah, you had quite a quirky bunch of capital letters in there. It's like okay, we're talking about wine there with Billy. Yes, twice a year, but speakers once a year. What, like a social one? Do the event but without speakers. How would we do that? Don't know. That's an interesting thought. That's started my mind racing about all sorts of things. Anyway, if fewer days, perhaps do it during the weekends. People are probably less distracted. Yeah, that's a good point. Just the family life, isn't it, Anshin? We've got we've got our children to deal with and so on and so forth. So the working week seems to do well.
What I was thinking of doing, but I don't know if like reopening it for the weekend, but I was afraid that Power Pack users might think, they bought it, they might feel duped because it's open again. So, but yeah, we can say that before the time, maybe next year.
I see.
So,
You mean like basically
it's like a
everything
bonus.
is open up for one extra weekend? Yeah, that's a good point. So if you bought the power pack, would that annoy you? Would you feel like you'd been sort of duped? If the entire conference was open up for a 48-hour period on the weekend to let those people who have work commitments catch up on what they didn't see?
But I think if we say it before the time, so next time we say it, so then they, if you buy the power pack, it's not because you can't make it in that time, it's because you want it for. Like always.
Yep, fair enough. T-shirts are so cool. Beth said she would buy swag for sure. Okay, all right. Cool. We just launched a store. We'll call it beth.pagebuildersummit.com, and then she can just go there and buy tons of swag. Oh no, please don't move it to the weekend. Oh, okay. No. I don't think there was any chance that it would be entirely at the weekend. But I do. That is a terrific idea, Anshan. I've tried to watch all the sessions except for a couple still to do for today. Have done so. It's a full week. It really is, right? It's somebody said to me, because obviously we receive the presentations long in advance, and somebody said to me, which is your favorite? And I said, well, I don't really know because I haven't had a chance to watch them all yet. And then it suddenly occurred to me, if you add it up, it is like a proper actual working week. So I couldn't have watched them all without taking an entire weekend off. Coffee mug would be cool, says Beth. More practical than yet another T-shirt. A social meet with topics to discuss. Yeah, we should do more on the social side of things. I think Facebook now allow these things like rooms, and we could do Zoom calls, and there's all sorts of platforms coming along to do that, isn't there? Okay. Next year, do more networking events. Okay, well, good idea. Yeah. It wouldn't annoy. So this is, I guess, talking about, no, if you'd bought the power pack, it wouldn't annoy you. That would be great. I joined late, so you could watch it all at the weekend. I wouldn't feel annoyed. Great. Weekend catch up for binge watching is perfect. Anshan, we've missed a trick, haven't we? We should have done this next time. Is that something you've done with your other summits? Do they do that? Do they open it up for the weekend and let people catch up? Okay. It doesn't hurt me. Plus, I mainly bought to support the. Oh, Rick, thank you. You're very kind. Swag is break. Postage can be pricey. Yeah, that's true. Actually, the platforms that we'd probably use, things like Printful, they do. It is quite costly, isn't it? Depending on where you live, but they've got distribution centres dotted around the globe, so hopefully you'll be able to minimise it that way. Please, not Facebook. I've avoided joining. Yeah, okay. That was just a thought. We could. Yeah, I don't know. There's loads of ways of doing those kind of social things, and maybe Zoom is the way. Zoom, Facebook rooms. Okay, fine, right. I shouldn't have said. I feel that was the wrong thing to say. If you can't watch it, you don't have time. Pun intended. If you can't watch it, you don't have time. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get the pun. Are we done?
Let me quickly see. Just a reminder that there are still sessions live for 24 hours, so there will still be some available to watch tomorrow. I think that's it. Yeah,
everything that went live today will be available until the same time tomorrow. So I don't know. I think David Wormsley, for example, went live at 11. You can watch him until 11 tomorrow. So that's it. Right. So a few more coming on. GoW trip. Oh, okay.
So watch. Yeah.
Okay. I've never used Facebook rooms, so I don't know. I think we probably just use Zoom because Anshan is very familiar with Zoom, and everybody on the planet above the age of like 12 now has Zoom installed on their devices. No watch equals no time. Okay, got it. Okay. In other words, if you couldn't watch it, you didn't have the time to watch it. Fair enough. Well, there we go. I think it's done. The Page Builder Summit 2.0 is finally over. Actually, that's not true. I've got one more thing to drop in, and that is this. Just to say, that it keeps going. There's 2 more things happening next week. We've got 2 bonus events, if you like. They are live webinars, so it'll be just like this. I'll be joining the call with Georgina Reeder from WordPress, and she's going to be talking about how to build a podcasting website in one day using Gutenberg. That's so right up my street. I'm really curious to see what she's going to be doing. So there'll be that. You can see it there, Wednesday, 19th of May. This is on the schedule page buildersummit.com/schedule. So join us for that one. That's at 6 p.m. UK time with all the other time zones mentioned there. And we've also got this one on Thursday, the 20th of May. This is how to use Godaddy Pro to save time whilst designing websites in WordPress. This one comes from Justin Neely. These 2 events are supported by the main sponsors. We had Elementor this year as a gold sponsor. We had WordPress.com as a main sponsor, and also GoDaddy Pro as a main sponsor. And WordPress.com and GoDaddy Pro decided they wanted to put a webinar on. So if you're interested in either of those, join us. Go and bookmark them. Use the calendar links there, and we'll see you there. Hopefully, it'll be just like this. Be a kind of live event in the same way that you're seeing us now. Right, that really is it. Super.
I just wanted to say that if you were a winner, message me your email address. I will reach out to everyone, but it's just easier if you just start messaging me. It will probably only happen next week. I'm gonna sleep all weekend, but
yeah. I think it's fair to say that I also need to go and sleep, but it's going to be sleep slightly messed up by beer, because I intend to have a couple of beers tonight and enjoy some time with my family. I hope that you, wherever you are in the world, that you've enjoyed the summit, that it's got something out of it. Like we said earlier, don't treat it as a moment in time. Go and download the stuff that you can. Go and make a plan. Go and make some action from it and enjoy the learning that you've had from this week. Right, I am going to press the stop button. There's so many nice comments coming in. We could do this for hours, but I think at some point we've got to probably just knock it on the head. So I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Thank you, Anshin.